Hebrews, Hebrews, Hebrews. This is Prophets of Awakening. It's our men's advanced Bible study night, the 3rd of January, 2025. Okay. Um, our title is Jubilees chapter 50, getting a better understanding of the Shabbat. So that way we'll be able to line ourselves out on trying to keep the Shabbat, right? You can go to our YouTube channel, The Prophets of Awakening, and check out our videos. We have over 1,000 or so videos that you can look at and examine and check out the scriptures. These videos will lead you to the truth of the Holy Scriptures. And if you like what you're hearing and receiving, I'm asking you to like, share, share, and subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated. Okay. Our hours of operation are Monday, Tuesday, 7 to 9 Central Time. And then on Friday nights, we have our men's advanced Bible study. It too is 7 to 9 Central Time. Then we have 2 Shabbat classes on Shabbat. One in the morning from 10 to 12. Then we have another one to close out the Sabbath, which is at 6 in the evening, 6 to 7. Then we have a Sunday class dialogue. It starts at 5 Central Time in the evening. Okay. So during any of those times, you feel free to join us and participate or listen in, however you want to do it. Okay. For those that don't know, this is a non-Messianic channel. We deal with the Tanakh and the Torah. Tanakh being the Old Testament, so-called Book of Remembrance, and the Torah is the first 5 books of the Old Testament that was given to Moses by our Redeemer and our Deliverer, Lord of Hosts. Okay, shalom and welcome to this channel, and welcome to our men's advanced Bible study. Okay, we're gonna do our normal, which is a moment of silence, prayer, psalms. We have some current events, need to know information. We'll open it up for some Q&A, dialogue. Then we'll go into our topic, which is Jubilees chapter 50, understanding the Shabbat. Okay. And with that being said, this moment of silence is for the Lord of hosts, and all that he's doing to bring about our prophesied deliverance in these last days. Okay. O Lord, righteousness and uprightness belongeth unto thee. Therefore we come before thee at this hour, seeking thy face and looking for righteousness and uprightness, that we may walk before thee as thy servant David, Solomon, and Samuel, and Hezekiah did. For we desire to walk after thee, O Lord, and to keep your commandments, your testimony, your statutes with all our heart and soul, to perform the words of this covenant that was written down by your prophets. Lord, allow thy face to shine upon thy people. Hear our plea, hear and do, O Lord, and hide not thy face from us any longer, for we need you so very much at this hour. Peace be unto you. Okay. So with that being said, read the Psalms. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna read Psalms 26. Okay. Okay, here we go. It says, examine me, O Lord, and prove me. It's a Psalm of David. Judge me, O Lord, for I have walked in my iniquity. I have trusted also in the Lord, therefore shall I not slide. Examine me, O Lord, prove me, and try my reins in my heart. For the loving kindness is before mine eyes, and I have walked in thy truth. I have not sat with a vain person, neither will I go in with disassemblers. I have hated the congregation of evildoers, and I will not sit with the wicked. I will wash my hands in innocency, for so will I compass thine altar, O Lord, that I may publish with the voice of thanksgiving and tell of all thy wondrous works. Lord, I have loved the habitation of thy house, and the place where thine honor dwelleth. Gather not my soul with sinners, nor my life with bloody men, in whose hands is mischief, and their right hand is full of bribes. But as for me, I will walk in my integrity. Redeem me and be merciful unto me. My foot standeth in an even place. In the congregation will I bless the Lord. So that was Psalms 26. Anybody have any comments on that? Okay. All right, so a couple of things I saw. Says, verse 8 says, David says, the Lord, I have loved thy habitation of thy house, and the place where thy honor dwelleth. So that's the temple. Temple in Jerusalem, it belongs to the Lord of hosts, right? Because Yahweh temple, when you go to the book of Enoch, is in heaven, right? Enoch was brought up to it. He said it was a house made of crystal. So this house that's in Jerusalem belongs to the Lord of hosts, okay? And another one I saw was, like I said, they plagiarized a lot of things out of the Tanakh when they concocted the New Testament. And this is one of them right here, when Pontius Pilate supposedly washed his hand after with the situation with JC. Verse 6 right here, Psalm 26. David says, I'm going to read 5 first. David said, I have hated the congregation of evildoers, and I will not sit with the wicked. Then verse 6, I will wash my hands in innocency, so will I compass thine altar, O Lord. So it's the same thing they had Pontius Pilate doing, washing his hands, supposedly being free and innocent of the blood of JC. Okay? So with that being said, we go to some current events, then I'll play them and then we'll talk about it.
Qualifies to be the greatest bully on earth, it's the United States. We have seen it play over and over again. Anytime a country doesn't heed the demands of the U.S. or follow its ideals, principles, and interests, the U.S. always finds a way to punish such a country. Now, if you have been following the news, you would know that the incoming president, Donald Trump, has been on a power trip, threatening to impose tariffs on rivals such as China and allies such as Canada. And all of these are simply tactics to ensure that the U.S. remains the dominant force in the globe. But right now, U.S. politicians have turned their attention to South Africa. They want Trump to punish South Africa for daring to ally with the U.S. rivals and enemies, including China, Russia, and Iran. But how do they plan on punishing South Africa? And will South Africa cower before the U.S.? Let's find out. On January 20th, 2025, Trump will be sworn in as President of the United States, and he already has a list of things he plans to do on the very first day. On his list is punishing those countries that have refused to heed his demands. Perhaps South Africa will be among those countries. You see, some key Republican politicians are already pressing Trump to kick South Africa out of a lucrative trade agreement between the U.S. and African countries known as the African Growth and Opportunity Act, AGOA. These politicians want Trump to kick out South Africa from AGOA unless it changes its position on Russia, China, Iran, and Israel. So basically, the U.S. wants South Africa to choose the same allies and enemies it has. But how is this democracy, justice, and freedom that the U.S. is supposed to be a champion of? How can a country dictate who or what another country should ally with? Well, it seems that the U.S. definition of democracy, freedom, and justice is anything that is not in its interest. Speaking on the issue, Republican Senator Jim Risch.
Here's a list of stuff your car insurance company does that are actually a rip-off.
Of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee has openly said that South Africa's differing positions have an impact on U.S. national security. Another Senator, Tim Scott, has slammed South Africa for harboring Russian ships and expanding with Iran. According to reports, these two politicians are expected to become more powerful when Trump takes office on January 20th, 2025. And with this strong view regarding South Africa, it is very possible that Trump might take action against South Africa. And one way that Trump can take action against South Africa is through the AGOA. The African Growth and Opportunity Act is a trade agreement between the U.S. and Africa that provides duty-free access to the U.S. market for export. In 2023, South Africa was the highest beneficiary of the AGOA, with around $3.6 billion worth of exports, mostly vehicle parts and citrus fruits. According to the data, if South Africa is kicked out of the AGOA, it could result in the potential loss of tens of thousands of jobs. But on what grounds does the U.S. plan to kick South Africa out of the AGOA? Before we proceed, here is a reminder to like this video, drop a comment, and subscribe to our channel so that you can get more videos like this. Now, a publication from the Center for African Studies at Howard University in 2023 warned that a country wanting AGOA's preferential trade agreements cannot act in a manner that undermines U.S. national security or foreign policy interests. This means that eligible African countries under the AGOA are expected to meet certain conditions, such as partnering only with countries that the U.S. considers allies and avoiding ties with countries that the U.S. regards as enemies. This is why key politicians in the U.S. think that South Africa should be kicked out of the AGOA. You see, South Africa has deepened ties with all the countries that the U.S. regards as enemies. These include Russia, China, and Iran. But how strong are these ties? Let's start with Russia. Aside from BRICS, which ties South Africa and Russia, South Africa has maintained a neutral stance on the Russia-Ukraine war, and resources fused to condemn Russia at the United Nations. Secondly, South Africa joins Russia's military aircraft and naval vessels on exercises, allowing Pretoria's naval bases to be used by the Kremlin and Russia's sanctioned warships. Senior South African military officials have also received training in Moscow. For China, BRICS connects both countries. And, in addition, China is currently South Africa's biggest trading partner. Iran is also connected with South Africa through BRICS. But in addition to this, South Africa's majority ANC party has met with Hamas. And recently, one branch of the ANC supported a local Muslim leader who reportedly shouted to a cheering crowd, "I am Hamas. Cape Town is Hamas. Viva Hamas." The government also issued a statement condemning the killing this year of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh. But guess what? These are not even the biggest crimes committed by South Africa against the U.S. according to U.S. politicians. The biggest crime is the fact that South Africa dared to take Israel, a staunch U.S. ally to the international court, accusing Israel of genocide. This right here is the major reason why the U.S. wants to remove South Africa from the AGOA. The interesting thing is that U.S. politicians have been clamoring for this since Biden's administration. As you may recall, South Africa was one of the first countries to condemn Israel's actions after the Hamas attack on October 7, 2023. But that's not all. South Africa took a step further by deciding to take the matter to the International Court of Justice, a legal body of the United Nations that has jurisdiction over all countries, including the United States. In a historic moment, South Africa filed a lawsuit against Israel on January 11, 2024, declaring that Israel is committing genocide in Gaza. The court has not yet issued a verdict, but it has ordered Israel to prevent and punish direct incitement to genocide. The fact is that if the court finds Israel guilty, the United States will also be found guilty of complicity, since all the destruction Israel has caused in its war against Palestine was made possible by U.S. weapons. The white phosphorus used to burn Palestinian corpses, the 2,000-pound dumb bombs dropped on populated areas, and the 155mm artillery shells, which are indiscriminate in nature, are all U.S. products and were delivered to Israel by the U.S. While South Africa was busy celebrating its victory, U.S. politicians decided to retaliate by introducing a bill that could create problems for South Africa in various areas of economy, aid, and geopolitics. The bill was introduced by Representatives John James and Jared Moskowitz, who belong to the Republican and Democratic parties respectively. This is very interesting because Republicans and Democrats are polar opposites of each other. They rarely work together. So both sides agreeing means that the United States is truly united in its efforts to combat South Africa. The bill calls for a full review of the bilateral relationship between the United States and South Africa. It states that not later than 30 days after the date of enactment of this act, U.S. President Joe Biden, in consultation with the Secretary of State and the Secretary of Defense, shall certify to the appropriate congressional committees and released publicly an unclassified determination explicitly stating whether South Africa has engaged in activities that undermine United States national security or foreign policy interests. The bill further accused South Africa of collaborating with Russia, China, and Iran, and that South Africa was acting inconsistent with its publicly stated policy of non-alignment in international affairs by continuously siding with Hamas, a U.S.-designated foreign terrorist organization. The proposed bill...
Most people trade all day. I only need 20 minutes.
market, and in return, AGOA provides the U.S. with access to Africa's critical minerals, manufactured value chains, and investment opportunities. And in all of Africa, South Africa remains the United States' largest trading partner. If South Africa were excluded from AGOA, it would make many of its export goods more expensive, placing even greater strain on the South African economy. So the United States has once again proven that countries that do not believe and act according to what they believe must be punished. But is that really fair and just? As a country that claims to believe in equality, fairness, and justice, the United States is certainly not acting in that direction. South Africa is a sovereign nation, so it can support whoever it wants to support. Just because the U.S. doesn't like Russia and China doesn't mean South Africa has to follow their lead. But it's not surprising that this isn't the first time the U.S. has taken retaliatory measures against a country that doesn't submit to its will. Countless countries, including Russia, China, and many African nations, have suffered under U.S. hegemony. The U.S. either uses sanctions or militarily intervene to cripple the economy of any country that dares to stand against it.
Okay. Any comments on that? Feedback?
Yeah, I was watching the video from BBC World News. They was talking about that for the second year in a row, the dollar is getting high. They say it's going up. So they say the dollar is strong and the rest of the countries are falling. You got China and all of them trying to get out of a recession or the hyper recession or what. So they giving out all this money, stimulus money. Now we know the American dollar is not that strong,
Right.
but they saying that it's been strong. The Wall Street 2 years in a row. We know that's not possible while we in this inflation.
Right. Propaganda. Is that something? Anybody else? So we already can see where they're going. Soon as on the 20th January, they're heading straight to South Africa, right? Pick up where Leopold left off at. Okay.
And that's what Edom is doing, like he always do.
Right.
Conquer, and like we was talking about with what's his name, Hitler.
Right.
They brought him on the scene for that. They brought all of these people on the scene for different reasons. And
exactly.
here go the redhead stepchild coming in next.
Right, exactly. They used Hitler to run they wanted those Edomites over there in Israel, and they didn't want to go. They were living large in Germany. So they came up with a plan and brought Hitler on the scene and ran him over there. And that's how the nation of Israel came into existence. So now they're using, like I said last night, they're using Project 25 to run us the hell up out of here.
Exactly. And imagine how you run a people out of here that stiff neck against their creator. Or it got to be some fire behind it.
Exactly. Right, because a lot of them saying that they already saying that America is Israel, it's the land, and they're saying that after all the blood and sweat and tears that we shedded over here, there's just as much our land as theirs. So they in the same predicament those Edomites is in.
And you gonna run us out of here and no reparations on the way out? Come on.
Is that something? Okay. Anybody else on that? Okay.
Homeland Security are now warning the American people of possible upcoming attacks here on U.S. soil. And they're doing so because of some big events that are happening over the next month. Keep in mind that we have a presidential inauguration on January 20th, 2025, and we also have a Super Bowl in New Orleans on February 8th or 9th. Now, this is going to be big, okay? These events will be massive. They're going to bring in thousands and thousands of people, and the FBI is concerned not just for these two locations, but for all major cities here in the United States. I want to explain what's going on. I want to play you a couple clips from the former DHS secretary during the Obama administration, what he had to say just recently, and why this is a massive threat moving forward. So I'm going to break all this down in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So this is extremely important. Look at this. It says the FBI is concerned about copycat potential after deadly New Orleans attack. It says Bulletin says vehicle ramming attacks likely to remain attractive and urges law enforcement agencies to be alert. That is scary. When now we are not just looking for weapons, we're looking at vehicles as a weapon. That is extremely concerning, because how do you differentiate between the two? Between somebody carrying a weapon into a store or a school or a nightclub versus somebody driving down the street using their vehicle as a deadly weapon? Yeah, well, look at this. This right here says U.S. authorities assessed no credible threat to New Orleans ahead of New Year attack. So before this attack, nobody knew it was going to come. Nobody knew it was going to happen. And things like this happen more often than we are ever told. That these threats come out of nowhere. It could be somebody that's just mentally not stable. Somebody could have just been flipped for whatever reason. They could have been pushed towards a decision like this because of alcohol or drugs. Again, we don't know. But here's something else that we found out the other day. Trains were halted, and the FBI was involved because an explosive device was found on a train car in Treasure Valley. This was in Idaho. I want to read you a little bit of this. It says right here, the Pyatt Police Department said it received a report regarding a suspicious subject who was seen attempting to light something on fire near a parked railroad car on the 600 block of North 8th Street in Pyatt. Says officers arrived at the scene just before 6 p.m., found fresh footprints leading to a train car that had a suspected undetonated improvised explosive device, an IED. Okay, this is why it is so concerning. The crazy part is you can find instructions on how to make a somewhat of a explosive device online. That's what's crazy about this, is you can find these things. And again, it's frustrating because we can't do anything about it. But I want to play you a couple clips, because the Biden administration isn't sitting by. They are trying to do something to prevent this. But many people say it's not going to do them much good, especially when Biden only has 17 days. It's taken him far too long to do any type of action against other countries. And what we've done recently hasn't been enough. But I want to play you a couple clips. Look at this one right here.
President Biden vowing to take on ISIS following the terror attack in New Orleans after meeting with his Homeland Security team in the Situation Room.
Okay, so President Biden has vowed to take on ISIS, especially after what just happened in New Orleans. But I want to play you a couple more clips. These two clips are from Obama's former DHS secretary. Listen to what he has to say.
We're in the midst of an evolving, heightened threat picture right now, with the collapse of the Assad regime in Syria, with the attack 2 days ago. I'm sure ISIS feels emboldened right now. And we have several major security events coming up. the inauguration for one, the Super Bowl in a couple weeks.
Looking for a way to stretch the dollar? With Insurified.
Comment so far?
Yeah, you showed that video with that guy was talking about how when you start going against the money, what's going to happen? Gaddafi, Hitler, everybody else. We watching it right now. Everybody
Exactly.
can't be stupid. We watching it.
Exactly.
So now we got to get over there to South Africa. We got to get over there to the Middle East. We got to do all these things to stop that dollar, right? Stop them from going against the grain.
Exactly.
But I don't think they're going against the grain. I think they're all with it. But we still need this war. We got to clean up these trillions of dollars that we in debt with. So we go overseas and be debt free. Once America gone, there's no more debt, right?
Right. Well, start a war. World War III. Tear up everything. That's how you make money. Tear up all the real estate and then rebuild. That's how they do
Yes, sir. That's what they doing.
Right.
Let those with eyes see, let those with ears hear.
Exactly.
Like I said, those are two big events. And a lot of people wonder, well, yeah, but we could just put more security on those events. And we could. And chances are we will. But here's the big deal. Here's the reason why it's a huge issue. That when there's thousands and thousands of people that descend upon a city for one specific event, okay, it's very difficult for the FBI and Homeland Security and local law enforcement to be able to keep track of every single person. And now that the FBI is concerned that we could see a potential copycat of the deadly New Orleans attack, well, how do we go and screen every single vehicle? How do we do that? We can't. This is why experts say that possible heightened threat events include tailgating at any football game, because guess what? Somebody could just hop in their car and just go. That's concerning. Another one, inauguration of President Trump. That in itself is a heightened security event in a normal year, in a normal election year, okay? This year, completely different because of all the threats we've already been experiencing here in the US. But on top of that, Donald Trump. That, according to some say, that right there, just because it's him, he's such a big figure, that this could be a huge, huge day for security.
Okay.
Hey, Mr. Leonard, I had a question.
What you got?
If we have these drones and these airplanes that's running around that can sniff out nuclear sensors, they can find out if it's a nuclear around something nuke around, because they have this technology, correct?
Oh yeah, right.
And all of these drones been running around. You mean to tell me we can't figure out if it's a bomb in a car when they got these cop cars that can figure out whether you got a gun in your car, correct?
Yeah.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yo, let me say something right quick, right? Yo, you think any of this could happen in North Korea?
Yeah.
What took place with this situation right now with these characters? You think that's some everyday thing that could
Oh
just happen?
no. They
No, sir.
They got it on
Right.
lock.
That's what I'm saying. So look at all the other nations, right, that don't deal with westernized culture. That ain't nobody trying. How about them Arab countries? Any of that happening over there?
Nah.
You
No,
see what I'm
sir.
saying?
You can't even
Yo,
argue in the street over in Dubai. You going to jail.
Okay.
that's interesting, but they got us like, oh, they got us thinking, all these. No, man. Like we it's everything we've been stressing about this country and exactly what it is. We've been saying what the whore that's riding on the beast and things of that nature. It's right there. So while I look at this, I watched a video the other day, not the other day, either earlier today. Yeah, it was earlier today that this chick, she posted a video that they did a MTV walkthrough on my man that's from the guy that's from Texas, the Jabbar dude. Right? They did a walkthrough of his apartment, like MTV Crib style.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like, look at this type of madness, this level of madness and entertainment that they
Yes.
put out here on us.
He had the
You know,
Quran sitting in the back.
you saw
I
it, right?
seen that. I
Yeah.
seen the Quran right there and all this up.
Like, look at the silly simpleton stuff that they be pulling on us and got us thinking all this weirdo stuff. But ain't none of this going on in any other nation out here on that type of level. You know, it's amazing, man. It's amazing.
Well, yes, like I said, that propaganda machine, it goes way back, even back to Napoleon. They lied and said that he had lost. That he had won, and the whole time he had lost. And they used that to ramshack the Wall Street.
Exactly. And the Twin Towers and everything else that they've been doing just to go to war. And they tell you, oh, they didn't have weapons of mass destruction. No, because it was about the money. It's about control.
Is there something? Okay, got some need to know information right here. Check this out. And this really crazy right here.
The New York judge in the Donald Trump criminal case in New York has ordered Donald Trump to be sentenced on January 10th. We previously reported how Justice Merchan rejected Donald Trump's absolute immunity motion after the Supreme Court ruling. The next step was, will Donald Trump be sentenced? There were multiple proposals that were made. Trump just wanted the entire thing dismissed and for there not to be sentencing at all. Trump cited the supremacy clause. He made an alternative argument in just the interest of justice, dismissed the case using something in New York called Clayton factors. Well, Justice Merchan looked through it all and said, look, you were found guilty on 34 separate felony counts. There's no reason or justification in the law why we should dispose of the sentencing. We will be holding sentencing on January 10th. So that's the headline, but we here at the Midas Touch Network and Legal AF need to dig a little bit deeper. It was an 18-page order by Justice Merchan. And when you get into the final section, which is part 9, which talks about the sentencing, while it does say finding no legal impediment to sentencing and recognizing that presidential immunity will likely attach once defendant takes his oath of office, it is incumbent upon the court to set this matter down for the imposition of sentencing prior to January 20th, 2025. He then goes on to talk about that it will be held on January 10th. Then going through the various proposals, though, to what sentencing will look like, Justice Merchan says, well, look, this is a very serious felony, and in normal circumstances, there could be incarceration, just given the fact that Donald Trump won the election. That doesn't seem like a feasible option. He also points out that even the district attorney's office said locking Donald Trump up while he's in office is not a feasible option. The judge goes through these other alternative options and then settles on something called an unconditional discharge, which basically means he's not going into actually a prison cell, but I need help understanding what it means. So there's nobody better to talk us through what this order means in an import than Karen Friedman Agnifilo, the former number 2 at the district attorney's office. Karen, you've been following this case every step of the way here at the Midas Touch Network. Tell us what an unconditional discharge means. Tell us what you expect to happen on January 10th. Tell us about this order. Does it come as a surprise to you? Break it all down. The floor is yours, Karen.
So hey, Mr. Leonard, hold on real quick, Mr. Leonard.
Okay.
It's a great dumbing down. It's a great dumbing down. Don't it sound stupid?
Oh, yeah.
This man already became president. It's a great dumbing down. It says knowledge shall increase. We was dumbed down. That's how come the Most High left us alone. It was a great dumbing down.
Right.
We watching the same thing you were saying. You said years ago and last year that the curses was going to go on them. This is some dumb stuff to talk about.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Come
but
on,
what's
this
your
is
favorite?
stupid.
Remember that? What's your favorite one there, Kel? Where they say, you shall be ruled by people that's not a nation, a foolish people, or something like that.
Facts. A stupid nation, a dumb nation should rule over you.
Right.
That's what we're watching right now. See, people don't get it. These people are stupid. They're dumbed down. Deuteronomy coming for them and coming off of us. And when somebody want to ask me last time, we had this class when I said, wealth shall be transferred. Can you show me the scripture? We showed you the scripture.
Right.
It's a great transfer of wealth. We getting out of here. We doing this. If the wealth is being transferred, we watching it in Burkina Faso. We watching this man waking up. He's buying trucks and everything and giving it to his peoples. Forget the Mercedes Benzes. He giving them stuff to till the land. Think about that.
Right. Anybody else? You play a little more.
Because there was really just one remaining issue once Judge Merchan decided the presidential immunity motion. There was this one last motion, this Hail Mary motion that Donald Trump through his lawyers made, which was, as you said, these interest of justice factors, like please dismiss this because he won the presidency and it's the right thing to do. And we were just waiting for this one motion because this is the last hurdle before.
So they said that twice. So they're saying that, you know, you got 34 counts, you got 34 felony counts, but if you win the presidency, you don't have to deal with them.
Or Donald Trump.
Exactly.
That's if somehow his lawyers don't run to the appellate courts and try to get what's called a stay of the sentence. That is possible still. So there's still that possibility if they try now that Hail Mary. Who knows if they'll grant it or not. But that's the one last impediment to sentencing that could happen if they can get and convince an appellate court to stay the sentencing that's supposed to occur a week from today. And so what will happen assuming there's no stay and assuming it goes to sentence, what will happen at this stage is there will be a sentencing hearing. Now, the judge has essentially already signaled what he's going to do in this decision, which is highly unusual, by the way. Normally, unless it's an agreed upon sentence that's been pre-negotiated, which you can do in New York State, federally, that is less common. Federally, the parties can't have an agreed upon sentence ahead of time with the court. In the New York State, that's very common, but after trial, that does not happen. After trial, what normally happens is the prosecution makes their pitch, the defense makes their pitch. You can do it orally, you can do it in writing, you can submit letters from the community, from victims of crime. You basically throw everything in there and you essentially make your best case for why the judge should sentence someone to your position that you want them to do. That's what happens at a sentencing hearing. Condition on a federal on someone who's going to have be president of the United States, and that is what the factor that Judge Merchan has taken into consideration and realizes. But the reason, although it will be somewhat dissatisfying for some people, I still think there's a silver lining, and that's as follows: a sentencing hearing is not nothing. At the sentencing hearing, the defendant will be arraigned for sentence, which just is told that he's been convicted of a crime, and are you ready? Yes, you are. And they turn to the government first, to the people, and they say, what do you have to say, people? And they will give an impassioned kind of speech, if you will, and really tell the court, put in perspective what this crime is, what the defendant did. It'll be
yeah, like you said, it's crazy. We already know what the crime is.
Exactly. Now we know, Mr. Leonard, who's the stiff-necked and hard-hearted people now?
Exactly.
Man, we watching an episode of Law and Order SVU or something, man. That's what this is, man.
You ain't
Right,
lying, Mike. You ain't lying. We watching garbage. It's a smack in our face.
right,
It's a
that-
smack in our face.
right. Insult. Is there something? Oh yeah. Right. So we're gonna open it up for some Q&A. Anybody have any questions or comments about anything they came across or want to talk about?
Yeah, I'm gonna speak on this. You know, I think I saw something on Google. I forgot what news outlet it was. Maybe one of them independent ones that they were talking about all the kickbacks that these Democrats got from excuse me, from all that money they sent over to Ukraine. And Biden got like 82 million. I think Pelosi got like something like 60 something million. You know what I mean? And Lindsey Graham and all of them. So I was like, so this whole thing was predominantly just a money grab for all of these Democrats, while they got us focused on putting who the people. I don't rock with them though, but who the people so-called nominated or was selected now to be president. So that's what I'm saying. We watching TV in real time. Like we don't need, you know what I'm saying, those them VR glasses to watch, you know what I'm saying, whatever they're
Because they
doing.
live, Mike. They live.
Right,
Yeah, like
That's the
we're
movie.
watching. We
right,
watching it right now in real time. Like this is the weirdest stuff I ever seen, man.
right.
So my man got paid $82 million off of billions of American so-called taxpayer dollars that they sent over to Ukraine. So that's what this was all about, was them to grab the bag,
It
right?
was a great wealth transfer. Like
Right,
we supposed to get, they think they supposed to get. This is
right,
prophecy. They
right,
watching, like the Bible says that it's going to be a great transfer of wealth. Didn't it say that in the Torah?
right. Exactly.
They think they getting it.
Right,
Yes, sir. That's Pharaoh all over again. Let my people go. Africa saying, come on back home because we need your sweat, blood, and tears. Russia saying, oh, the Messiah is black, sweat, blood, and tears. All these people are crying out. All
right.
praise.
That's
Yeah.
smoke and mirrors, like you're saying, man. That's all they're doing.
Yeah.
Smoke and mirrors. They're getting the money.
Yeah.
2008, they did that. Remember with the Colson, with
They
With
the
sure
the
did.
right. You know, and they got paid millions upon millions, you know, well, we need to protect. And how many people came online? And this is why I think they need to delete TikTok and things of that nature, because there was nothing but their so-called constituents, i.e., DWIGHT folk, that was on there saying, we didn't agree to y'all supporting Ukraine. You know what I'm
right,
saying? We didn't agree to none of this. So why y'all taking our money and going over there? Well, now you see, because the books had to come out, because they can't do anything without the books being shown. Here it go. They have to tell you what they're doing. So we're seeing now that, oh, Biden made $82 million off of the billions of dollars that they took from taxpayers to send to Ukraine to support them against Russia. So, I mean, it's like, damn, man, you know, like as if we didn't already know what this was. That's the crazy part about it. But nah, we need to distract you now. We need to keep you distracted with some drones and shit in the sky. We need to keep you distracted with all of these false flag events that's taking place, i.e., the Latin Quarter and Vegas, and what
It was the
happened
same thing with the
with
Pentagon, Mike.
the
Remember? The
right, not
Pentagon,
right
it didn't get hit with the
buildings
Twin
dropping,
Towers.
right
And they
buildings
said the
dropping,
Pentagon, before the Pentagon got hit,
right.
it was
So
had
there,
all the information
no, this is
of
what I'm
where that
saying though.
lost money was. And they
Right,
blew it up too.
but this is what I'm saying. They're doing this in front of a people that they know is dumbed down and weak as hell.
right,
You see what I'm saying? That's what I
right,
mean. I don't want to say too much. cause we on the tube and shit. But you know, let that ferment. You know,
Right. Exactly.
No doubt, I hear you. But like I said, let those people with ears hear and let those people with eyes see. It ain't nothing but the rope a dope. Like what was my man name? Muhammad Ali.
Right.
It's the rope a dope. They keep doing it over and over again and winning. Champion of the world, Craig.
Right. Right. So yeah, like I said, and then you go to the Psalms, and it's all in the Psalms. Keep telling you that you dig a ditch, you're gonna fall in it. So they keep on. They're thinking that it's business as usual. They've been fleecing the people over and over and over again, but the same hole that you dug is gonna cause your end. And that's where we at. They thinking it's
All
business as usual.
praise.
You know what I'm saying?
All
But it ain't
praise,
business.
Mr. Leonard.
yeah,
Right.
that's the word right there. Leonard said they keep fleecing the people. That's the word right there.
Because it
Exactly.
says in the scriptures, the hole you dug for my people,
Right.
you gonna fall in it.
Right. Devices. And then, like I said, the Edomites is pros that when it comes to money, whether it's in sending it to Ukraine, whether it's in 2008 when it's so-called crash, or whether it's with Napoleon. They pros that get money. Madoff showed us that. They pros at it. They know just how to do it.
That's
That's
why
something
he
they
said,
do every day.
that's why he said the love of money is the
Right,
root to all evil.
right. And that's gonna be their
Now,
down.
just to get it, yes, sir.
Greedy dogs. Right. So that's gonna be their downfall because they can't seem to get enough. They continuously trying. And like another thing too, they know what's getting ready to happen. They trying to get all the money they can in their coffers because they know what's gonna happen. You gotta look at
Hey,
that
I
too.
got to get me a silo, Mr. Leonard. I
Yeah,
got to make all the money I can to get a silo. I
right,
need to be underground. I need to be in a bunker somewhere.
right.
Hey, what's that movie? It was a video game about them being in the silos and all of this, and they made a movie about it. I can't remember what movie it was, but we watched that movie. We talked about it before. But
Right.
get in the silo. That's what they thinking they're gonna escape the pain. But at the end of the day, thus saith the Most High,
Right.
all
You already,
praise.
you already prophesied. Yeah. Anybody
Like
else?
you said it. He said that what you were saying, Mr. Leonard. He said it, and it will come to pass. Thus
Exactly.
saith the Most High. He told David, he told all our foreparents what was going to happen, and it came to pass. I will wake you up in the last days, and they are anxious. Not only is they not anxious, but when you wake them up, they bring in the pain.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Want this song?
Yeah, it's the playbook, man. They've been using it for the last what 50, 60, 70 years. They've been using the same playbook.
Right.
So what else can they do? Um, it's the strong arming tactic. They're gonna go to war, so we have to have shit in place to cause the American people to back their understanding as to why they need to go into another country and invade it and put more military establishments and rape their resources and things of that nature. So it's a tactic that they're known for. It's their blueprint. It's their actual signature. So we see that's Edom is constantly using that same thing. He's used it with Napoleon. He's used it with even maybe possibly Genghis. So it's the same blueprint. I'm gonna fund this situation, and however it works out, money is coming to me. So we're looking right now, if we estimate it properly, for Lockheed Martin to make as the young folks say, a fuck ton of money if
Right.
this comes to pass, and all of these drone manufacturers,
And
because
BlackRock,
well, of course. So
of course.
drone companies and all of these other, which will dump the market and then eventually boost it up on these types of investments and things of that nature. So it's a blueprint that all the countries that know already, they know the American blueprint. And the problem is that these countries are now financially and militarily situated to deal with it.
Right.
But when that
Not
was
only
going
that,
on,
Mike, they don't even care no more. They used to care back in the day. They
that's what I'm saying.
cared. You know, now they don't even care. Y'all do
No,
what y'all want to do. We about to take over.
right.
Forget
So
everybody.
that's
Banks
the
about
point
to
I'm making,
collapse
bro.
everything.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why it's so different now. This is a time that we ain't experienced, at least for us that came into the understanding as to who we are and what's going on in the world. So this is a whole lot of shit that's, you know what I'm saying, going on right now, that we're watching the old chick in the club try to strut her two-step, and it ain't gonna work this time. Nobody cares about how you moving, shawty. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's where we are right now.
Right. And then you can you really want to go all the way in on that. JC, when they concocted him, that was a money grab. That was a Ponzi scheme.
You ain't lying, because everybody ate off of that. Billions of dollars went right to the Pope. And I don't know if anybody understands this, but the Pope is the one, the Queen is the one over the land. The Pope is the one over the money. Google that and find out. It's all about the money and the land. That's why you paying taxes. Since 1914 or 19 something, we wasn't paying taxes
Right.
until they took over.
Right.
You didn't have to pay for your land. You know, like in Africa, they talk about you can own the land for 100 years, but it's not yours. That's garbage too.
Yeah.
You know?
They all Ponzi schemes that
Yes, sir.
the system that they created is just more and more things come about that they find out how to make money off of. And like I said, all you got to do is look at what Madoff did. That's the typical Edomite right there.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Absolutely. And we watching the Edomite over in Israel.
Yeah.
Benyahu.
Also, we got another one over here though. We got your boy Warren Buffett.
Oh yeah, right.
We got
And,
Buffett who's selling off all types of stock.
oh yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You know,
sir.
he
And then you got that
he
other
dumped.
fat dude. What's that other fat dude name? He old as dirt. I think he should have died already, but his son's taking over. What was his name?
Warren Buffett.
No,
That's
not
what I'm
Warren
saying. Buffett.
Buffett. It's another one. The one that funded Black Lives Matter.
Oh,
What's his
Soros.
name?
Soros.
George Soros.
So yeah,
Yes.
but no, I don't strike. I don't look. That's what I'm saying. Like this is how everybody. So that's me looking at Soros is like me looking at Tesla. What's the Tesla nigga? Elon.
Musk.
Yeah, Musk. You understand? So Musk, South African ass Soros ain't they nigga that say he bled the red, white, and blue. But Buffett ass is a red, white, and blue. So I'm gonna look at his red, white, and blue ass. I ain't where look, I don't look at, you know what I'm saying, them all the same. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna put them in the same pocket. I'm gonna look at a Buffett and see what he's selling off. But I'm gonna also look at, like you said, Kels, Soros, and see how he's looking. Why? Because America was nothing but a so-called money grab. And that's what'll make everybody, you know what I'm saying, really look and say, all right, well, he ain't really had no ties over here. He came over here just the way these goddamn immigrants coming over here. For what? To get that
Yes.
bread, right?
Yes. But
To get
his
that bread,
bloodline
right?
also
I ain't
is
got no
Edomite.
folk. Listen, I ain't got no folk. I ain't got no family. I ain't got no shit that I need to say I'm claiming over here. I'm coming here to get this bread and fuck a lot of things up and keep it pushing. That's what I'm
But
saying. So
ain't
I
that
understand them.
ain't that what the Rothschilds did? Ain't that what they did? They didn't have a
Of
dog in the
course,
fight. I'm
of
sending my
course.
children over here to
That's without question.
marry into these banks.
That's without
We did
question.
the
You're right.
same thing.
You're right. You're right.
All
But
praise.
check it out now. We were at a situation. No, we, not us. Niggas ain't no shit. But at that time, where all of this was manifesting and taking places, while we talking about, say, for instance, Albert Pikes and the things of that nature during that time, then that's a whole different beast that we ain't had no understanding on. Am I right? You feel me?
Exactly.
You see?
Yes,
But
sir.
now
Albert Pike and
in
Aleister Crowley.
in
Facts.
2020 something, now we could look at these people and say, oh, okay, I see now. You see what I'm
And why
saying?
would you want to say, I'm going to fund Black Lives Matter? I'm going to put my stuff in a newspaper and I need these actors, these crisis actors. I need
That's
these
not the
people. I'm
question.
paying y'all. You know what I mean?
That's not the
That's
question.
what they do to
The question.
determine where this place goes.
No,
It's a
that's true.
process.
That was never supposed to be the question for us. Wow, what the fuck a white man is doing with his money? The question is what type of nigga are you that's accepting it? That's the question.
Right.
You see?
Exactly. But at the same time, everybody wasn't the one asking these questions, because look
Right.
at the Black Lives Matter. Look at the situation that was going on. It wasn't about what we was asking for, because all nations took crafty counsel against our people. We
Exactly.
watching
Now,
they gave
hold up,
love to the Asian people and said, we're
hold
gonna
on, hold
make
on,
an
hold on.
Asian bill. Hold on, Mike. We're gonna
Yes,
make
sir.
an Asian bill because one Asian got punched in the mouth by a black woman or a black man because you try to kick them out of their store. They got a bill. You think it's a bill to stop from killing a brother?
Should we expect there to
Everybody
be?
got love. It
Should
shouldn't
we
be. That's why I'm saying what I'm
see what
saying.
I'm saying? Thank you. You understand? So, like I said, in order for Black Lives Matter to exist, then there was some black lives that allowed the shit to exist.
You
That's
want to
all
know
I'm saying.
why? You want to know why? Because George Soros. And when you dealing with these billionaires, we got to kill enough of these black men. I'm going to pay this police department. I'm going to pay this fire department. I'm going to pay this ambulance not to get you to where you need to be in order to start this problem. All nations took crafty counsel against thy people.
Facts.
So
Now,
it's a
listen.
chessboard.
Yo, listen. The point I'm making is if all nations took crafty counsel against our people, how the fuck could that happen if thy people wasn't a part of the fucking program?
Because of the Most High done dumbed them down, put them there. And it started with, I hate to bring this up. I hate to bring this up, but I'm going to bring up Martha Singer. I'm going to bring up Planned Parenthood. Get the man out the
Exactly.
house, and guess what? We
Right.
control the men of them houses. We control the women of them houses. We
That's
give them,
crafty
and
counsel.
back then, yes, sir. So back then, we gave these women free welfare. Get rid of your man. See, I don't
Crafty.
even want to go there. Come on.
Nah, bro, that's it. That's the whole
I
idea.
understand it. I get
That's
it.
crafty, right?
Yes,
That's being
sir. That's what I'm
crafty.
screaming.
We was already duped. We was already duped by that time because of look what she said.
We been fucked.
Right? She went.
Excuse my French.
She went and said, "Go to the churches, get the black pastors." Right? So we know how the black pastors started in the plantation, right? And
Same thing with Eve. Go to that tree.
Right. The slave master sitting in there with him. He can't say nothing but what they want him to say. So by the time you get to Margaret Singer, we already do. We deep off into the curses.
Yes, sir.
So
18 years.
Right.
They know how to do you.
Go ahead.
That
My
18
bad.
years.
Go
All
ahead.
praise.
Go
18
ahead.
years. You right, Mike. That 18
No,
years, player.
go ahead, Leonard. Keep going.
No, I'm just saying she just went to a source that was already in place. Like what they doing now. For example, Obama. They already know these Negroes is gonna flip out if they put a black man in the White House. So they already had that card. So when time came, they played their card. The same thing with the black preacher. She already knew it was time to play that card. She said, go to the black preachers, all their churches, and we're gonna get them to help us push Planned Parenthood. Take the condoms and all this stuff to the church. The black pastor gonna distribute it. That's all. That's a golden nugget they already had, and they got golden nuggets now, like JC, and America being our homeland. That's a golden nugget for them. They set that up way back when they planned that up in Second Ezra, talking about Columbus went to the scriptures and found out how to get to America. All that was already they pros at that. All
They
them
sure.
is money grab. All this money
And
grab.
they told you. They said they went and found. See, Christopher Columbus said, we found a good land. We found the good land. No, you found the people. You ain't find a good land. You found the people.
Right.
Because wherever you put them at, that soil was good because in Genesis, guess what? Had no man to till the land.
Hey, Leonard just said something that should have every goddamn sister crying right now.
Facts.
My man said they caused them folk to accept condoms in the goddamn church, man.
Right.
Come on. Not only that, but they
Yo, nah,
accepted
nah,
that
nah.
Planned
Hold up, man.
Parenthood
Hold
is
up,
in
B.
their neighborhoods.
Hold up, man. Fuck all that, man. Yo, pay attention to the crafty counsel or the psychological fucking manipulation that what the church was supposed to represent, right?
Right.
How the fuck you look putting condoms and birth control in a goddamn church?
Exactly.
But that's what they did, right?
Right.
Facts.
Right.
Think
Facts.
about that, man. Like, you understand how they knew how to. So, like he's saying, they understood how to manipulate us from
Exactly.
day one.
You want
Yo,
to know
that
why?
shit
You want to know
hurt, man.
why? Because we
That hurt.
already know it hurts. It hurts, Mike. But the thing about it is, what was Edom screaming to his father? Give it to me. Give me the blessing, even me. And after I bury my father, guess what? I got beef with you. Come on.
Right. Yeah. I was just talking about that. I'm glad you brought that up because I was just talking about that earlier today. So I keep on saying it over and over again. Doing the sacrifices. This totally wipes out the New Testament. You know what I'm saying? But so when they was making the sacrifices and the laws and all that, and the way to do it was given to them, right? They told them what to give to the Levites, what to give to the Israelites when they cooked it, what to give to them, what to give to the priest, and then they also told you what to give to the Most High, what He wanted. But meaning
Right,
Lord, and He wanted the fat, right?
right,
He said,
right.
"Give me." So what do that fat represent? That represent go back to Jacob. So Jacob, he made that covenant with Laban, and he got a certain amount of sheep. He got a certain amount of sheep. So those animals was well kept. You
Right.
know,
It
so they
represents
fat
choice.
grass. Yeah, but they was well kept. So those healthy animals, whether it's a goat, sheep, or oxen or whatever, he got fat on it. Fat.
Right,
That's what the Lord of hosts want. The increase.
right. The
So like I said,
increase.
where in the New Testament, anywhere, JC talk about the fat.
Nowhere.
He's not.
Right.
And they talk about in the Torah, the 70th generation was the fact.
Exactly. Right.
Yes, sir.
And
It's the,
so,
it's the right.
so go to the
Good.
bless, go to the blessings, Abraham and Jacob. Look at it. Go to the blessings, Abraham and Jacob. I think that's 28. Right quick. Let's go there. Genesis.
Genesis.
The 28.
Genesis 28. Let's get that. Let me get that.
When Isaac blessed him.
When Isaac blessed him, so ain't that 40?
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
Isaac. Never mind. That's Jacob blessed. So yeah, Isaac. When Isaac blessing
Yeah, when Isaac blessed
28. Yes, sir.
28.
Yes, sir.
28 and 11, or is it 28?
Let me see.
And I lighten unto a certain place. Nope.
Hold up.
28.
Yeah, 28.
And
It's
Isaac
28.
called and Isaac called Jacob and
Where you
blessed
at?
him and
Bless him.
charged him.
Where you at?
I'm in Genesis 28 and 28.
28 and 1.
28 and 1, yes, sir.
Yeah, go to 30. Go to verse 30.
Let's go to 30.
That's where the drama starts.
And I can't say that name. And when Racha said, my bad,
No,
Isaac.
hold up. 28. 28 ain't got no 30. So we want
27 and 30. It's 27 and 30.
Yeah, my
no, he
bad.
on
I couldn't
28.
see that.
No, he on no, listen. He on 28. 28 ain't got 30. So huh?
It's 27 and it's Genesis 27 and 30.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So it says it came to pass.
Go ahead, Kel.
It came to pass as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarcely gone out of the presence of Isaac, his father, that Esau, his brother, came in from the hunting, and he also had a savory meat, and he brought it unto his father, and he said unto his father, "Let my father arise and eat his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me." And Isaac, his father, said unto him, "Who art thou?" And he said, "I am thy son, the firstborn Esau." And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, "Who and where is he that have taken venison and brought it unto me, and have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him? I have blessed him, yea, and he is blessed." And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceedingly bitter cry, and said unto his father, "Bless me, even me also, my father." And he said, "Thy brother came with subtlety, and have taken away thy blessing." And he said, "Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing." And he said, Hast thou not reserved the blessing for me?" And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, "Behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son?" Check it out. 38. And Esau said unto his father, "Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father." And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Now here you go. 39. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, "Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness," see that, "of the earth."
Yeah,
And the,
because the Most High want the fatness of that meat that you put on that altar. Same thing. Yes, sir.
right, that's the best places of the earth.
Uh,
Increase of the earth.
Right.
It was the
There you go.
increase. Yes. Yes,
Right.
sir. It was the
That's
increase. Facts.
the increase. The
It says
choice.
the fatness,
Choice
the
portions
fatness
of
of
it.
the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. See that? So that, and then you go back.
Mm-hmm.
I went you for you go back to when he blessed Esau, blessed Jacob. He says
37.
37. No, when he blessed Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Oh, okay.
right. So we said 27, 27, 27. And he came near and he kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment, and he blessed him, and he said, "See, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field which the Lord hath blessed." Therefore, God give thee of the dew of heaven and the fatness, see that, of the earth, and plenty of corn. So, like I said, just that alone. Where JC at? Where he at, man?
Yeah, yeah.
They don't see that
Ain't no
part of
JC
it.
in that. But if I can right quick, London, if I can right quick, I want to go to 37.
Okay.
I want to go to I want to go to 37 just for a portion of
You said
37. I want
Genesis
people to rock.
37. Genesis 37.
No, son.
Verse
No, my
37.
bro. 20. Yeah, verse 37.
Where we at? Genesis
27 and 37.
27 and 37. That's what I was wondering. Let me keep cut. 27 and 37. Okay, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
And it says, and Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy what now?
Lord, over all his brethren, have I given to him for servants and with
That's another
corn
thing.
and with wine?
Right. So when people talk about this Lord shit, we just you're reading it right here. Not I'm sorry to go off the topic, but I just always find that interesting. When we're reading, and it's like, yo, we're seeing. So now, what you think Esau has been doing all this time? Who his Lord? So according to the why Esau cried so hard?
Exactly.
You see why he called Jacob a usurper?
Yes, sir.
And things of that. You see now check it
Because
out
he
now.
was wicked from
Now
the
hold
beginning.
up, son. Hold up. If I'm more intelligent than you,
exactly,
right? Am I a usurper?
Right.
No,
So
I knew what you was gonna do.
So this is why I always stress I don't hate them Esau. I don't.
No, exactly.
That's why I constantly stress I ain't hating.
Right.
You feel me? I'm his Lord. It's his job to try to get back what the fuck he thought he lost by me, man.
Mike,
You see what I'm
me and
saying?
you beef about this. Me and you beef
All the
about this,
time.
Mike. And
Right.
we beef about it heavy. And
All
I
the
get
time.
it. I understand what
So,
you're saying.
I ain't
But at the
gonna hate.
same time, what chaps my ass is you had enough time. Just like we had enough time. Stiff-necked, hard-hearted people. We've been through what we've been through over and over and over again because captivity kept beating us in the ass, correct? Excuse my French.
There is no enough time. So now this is what makes the conversation interesting. From time memorial that we done been in captivity, right?
Facts.
If you was to take out what Esau and the Gentiles deem as success, correct?
Facts.
Let's hold that over here in this little corner over here, right? And now let's go now over to what the Lord of hosts or the creator told everybody his people are. Right? Now let's take that. And then when you put these things together, you come to a realization no matter what the fuck we do to these people, they always manage to be successful.
Exactly.
Facts.
You understand?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's where their problem is. No matter how much shit you put on them, no matter how, go back to Exodus chapter 3 and continue on. No matter what the fuck you do with this folk,
they gonna
for some strange
multiply.
reason, right? They going seem to figure it out. They going to seem to make it manifest. So this is their problem, right? So now if we're reading in 37 once again, and Isaac answered and said unto Esau. So this is a conversation. Jacob don't know what the fuck going on.
Right.
This is a conversation between Isaac and his son, Esau.
Right.
Period. Right? And he says,
Yes,
behold,
sir.
I have made him. Who is the him? Jacob,
Esau.
right?
Jacob.
I have
He made
made
him.
him thy Lord.
Right.
Yes,
Yo,
sir.
that's it. So, what do you think his problem is? He always understood that, yo, this is advanced conversation we having. He always understood that no matter what the fuck happens,
But it
right?
was the cloak too, though. It was the
No.
cloak too.
Oh,
The hair, the
relax,
arms had to
relax,
come
relax.
in.
No, that shit
Rebecca.
ain't had nothing to do with nothing, bro.
Okay.
Right
I get
here,
what you're saying. Because
right
it's just
here.
knowledge from the Most High.
Right,
Fact.
right.
I hear
No,
what you're
no,
saying.
it's not. Right
No
here
matter,
is
no matter
is
yeah, I was going to inject this right quick. So it's like what you're saying. It's no matter where we at in the food chain, we still his Lord.
thank you.
Facts.
And that's his
Facts.
fucking problem.
And we watching it to this day.
That's his problem. No matter
Yeah.
where we are on a food chain. That's an itch you cannot scratch. Imagine,
Right.
think about it that way.
And think
Itch.
about it this way too, Mike. It's more hatred. I can't get rid of them. I'm trying. It's just hatred. It's more
Itch.
hatred.
You know he
Itch
can't.
you can't. Right. He knows he can't.
Right.
You see, he knows it's an itch he can't scratch. He knows no matter what the hell he does. Yo, you're reading it. Isaac said, I can't take this shit back. It belongs to Jacob.
Right.
You see? So he like he is reading this shit the same way all of these so-called Edomites and Gentiles, when they linked up in their understanding, knowing what the fucking Sumerian tablets was telling them, which
Right.
was something that they cannot escape, that there was a fucking people that they cannot they we are a
And that's why
itch.
the hatred comes in, Mike, because he said that there's
Mhm.
no they took crafty counsel. They know they took crafty counsel. I don't know. Think about this for a minute.
Mhm.
I don't like this person, hypothetically speaking. Me and you deal with this every day, but imagine a nation. I've been to Japan, I've been to Philippines, I've been all over the world. I understand this hatred. It's a hatred against thy people. You can't go wrong. All you gotta do is go to a Burger King, a corner store. Look what happened the first of this year. How they tearing stuff up right now. Think about it. January 2025. You think this is just some hatred going on? They are doing something big right now. Under the guise. And Africa calling for us to come to Africa. Y'all gonna get free land, y'all gonna get all of this stuff. Think about that.
Okay. Yeah. So the trick to that is the two things is when you like you said about them understanding that what's going on, well, it's becoming it's a detriment to them right now. They got all the missing pieces. They telling you that, like for instance in the Dead Sea Scrolls, they got sections in there when they get to the meat, they say, oh, they couldn't. It was gone. It had rotted away. That part was rotted away. No, they got all that information. So it's a detriment to them now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like having a cobra in your pocket. See what I'm saying? You now everything that you got over there, the information you holding, it's transforming, it's coming alive in front of your face.
Right.
Like to wake it up. So it's a detriment to you to have it.
Right. Like it's so simple if you think about it. It's a motherfucker that knows somebody that's blessed with something, right? They blessed with talent, for instance, right? But
Right.
they don't have the intelligence on how to use that talent.
Right. Exactly.
Now, let me ask you something. Would you still view that person as being talented? You see?
Right.
So
No,
this
you
is
wouldn't. You wouldn't
thank
view
you.
them as that. You would
Exactly. So
not.
what
Because
what
there's
do you
something
think?
behind his talent.
All right, nigga. Listen. So what do you think has been going on with us from time memorial that you mean to tell me that white folk from time memorial, why do you think back in the days they was monumenting our private parts?
Exactly.
Why do you think
Facts.
till this day they understand what our melanin is? And they're
Right.
looking at us saying, you have no idea what
Exactly.
you are worth. So
Right.
why in every business deal niggas is always being subjugated? So
Right.
they understand something. Why? Uh, Hello, let's go back now. Leonard
Hey,
just
don't
read it.
ask, don't tell.
Whoa, hold
Don't
up,
ask,
son.
don't tell.
Let me read. Let me read. All right. Let's get this
Cook,
fucking work.
cook,
So
cook,
let me
brother.
cook. Let me cook. Right. So what Leonard? So let's stay on Genesis. That's all I'm saying. People think they can read the Bible, and it's very easy. Right. So let's go back. We still in Genesis chapter 27.
Right.
Right. 28. Therefore, God give thee of the dew of heaven. Who he talking to? Esau, right?
Right.
And the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine.
At this time.
So, who the fuck is the fatness? What is the fatness?
The fatness of the earth is the Most High's children.
Israel.
Israel, we're the fatness of it. We are the fatness. That's how they gonna eat.
So
And
now
that's why he says, that's why
let's
he
take
said, don't put, hold on, Mike. That's
let's
why he
no
said,
no
don't
no
put
no no
swine on the
no
altar. Okay,
my
yeah.
nigga. Let's take emotion out of this conversation, right? You right on everything you just said, bro. But let's take emotion out of the conversation. That's all I'm asking. Let's just add a little wisdom to
Yes,
that verse.
sir. Yes, sir.
Add a little like everybody nowadays puffed up because they know they're a fucking Israelite, right?
Facts. That's why I sent you that video and we laughed like a motherfucker. And I, excuse my
Right.
French.
Hey,
Excuse my French.
everybody puffed up because they know they Israel.
Everybody thinking like a Hebrew.
But what is the fatness of the earth?
The Hebrew children, his children.
Israel.
That's the fatness of the earth. Israel.
So what he been doing?
He
What
been on
Esau
us,
been doing?
knocking us down and keeping us isolated because we can't move out.
Has Esau not been living off the fatness of the earth?
And he ain't even sharing the fat, right? Because the Most High said, what? On an altar, give me the fat, because the fat is my portion.
Yeah. 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 So
Anyway,
the answer that question is those who
thank you.
say they are Jews, those who say they are Jews that are not. There it is.
Revelations 2 and 9 and 10 and 9.
Mm-mm.
Get you some.
Nah, you could go there, right? And
Those
that's
that
what
say they are
that's
fat, we can say
that's
those who
now
say they
now
are fat
hold up.
and it's not
Now
fat.
right, no. That's not what the fuck Leonard just said. But
It's the truth.
if we take that understanding, right? Well, what you think? Who built this so-called land that niggas think belongs to them now?
Hebrew,
It's
Israelite.
Hebrew. The fat, right? The fat, right?
Right.
We could go into all these other books to see that the Hebrews are predominantly the people. And everything that we read is this nigga, it's this people called Hebrew. Right? No, go to South Africa, go to West Coast of Africa, see what is built in South Africa, 10,000-mile walls and things of that nature that was built in Nigeria and things of that nature. You're looking at a level of intelligence, a level of wisdom that if I could fucking break the spirit and the understanding of a people, this is what I'm talking about. If I could break that shit down, because what is the fatness that Esau managed to continuously?
It was the gates of no return.
Yeah, well,
No, son.
one
Listen,
of them,
I
hold
mean,
up,
think
hold up,
about
hold up.
it. Think about it.
No. Y'all still ain't fucking, it ain't clicking.
yeah, one of them is
Listen.
the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is one of them.
Say again, Leonard.
The Federal Reserve
Say
is
again.
one of the fatties of the earth.
No. All right. So let's take that for instance.
Right.
The Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve over here, right?
Yeah.
Is the what now? It's the
Not
fatness of
even
the
the
earth.
federal. Hold on, Mike. Not even
Yeah,
the
man.
Federal Reserve. My bad. I'm not even going in there with the Federal Reserve. It was the gate of no return. We gave up on these people. Same
No,
thing that they did with Martha Singer. Martha Singer, what did she do?
fatties is
The government, get
fatties
rid of
is
our children.
fatties is very.
Abortions. Yes. Kill them off.
Go ahead.
That's what
Wait.
Edom was. What did
Nah.
Edom say to his father? Think about what he said
I-
to his father. Real talk. And
what
then
did
guess
Edom say to
what?
his father? What? No.
He said,
What
okay,
did
can I tell
Edom say to
you?
his father?
I'm
Bless
about to
me.
act. He said, bless me, even me, because he didn't get no blessing. He didn't deserve a blessing.
Right.
Bless me, even me. He
Right.
cried out. And then after he got the
He
blessing,
cried out.
after I buried my father, I vowed beef with my brother. And then when he finally got beef with his brother, guess what? The Redeemer had to go before them and scare them off.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. Facts.
Okay, cool. So look at us right now.
Okay.
We
Let's
need
make
to
it make
be
sense.
screaming the
That's
same
all I'm
thing.
saying.
Edom screaming.
Like I
We
said,
already got the blessing, but we need to be
no,
screaming.
no.
He said, cry out loud,
Like I
right?
this this is what I've been stressing. Let's take emotion out of this shit, and let's do what the fuck we need to be doing. So we're reading. I just read something that told us what the fatness of the earth is,
Right.
right? So that
We are the bacon that you're going to wake up in the
is
morning when
something.
you want to make grits and eggs, Mike. When you wake up in the morning, you want grits and
No,
eggs
nigga.
or the fatness of it.
Look,
That's
bro.
us.
Yo, Kels, I love you, man.
I love you
Kels, like
too.
I
We're the
love you, my
fatness
nigga.
of it.
Right?
I love you too,
All right,
brother.
cool. Oh, you want to know what the fatness is, right? Now, can we talk now? Can I talk
You can
without you
talk, brother.
interrupting?
Facts.
Thank you. Well, then you would have to go all the way back because we still in Genesis, correct?
Right.
So you would now have to go
Yes,
back
sir.
to Noah and Shem's time. If you're trying to understand what he told Esau, because think about it now. Let's, like I said, take emotion out of the conversation. If Jacob is what Jacob is supposed to be, and Jacob is what God made the world for. So if anybody here has wisdom, then go back and read the scriptures that God said, I made this shit according to the children of Jacob, correct?
Hey, Rebecca, we already
So
know what Rebecca
listen,
had problems.
let's
We get it.
look, man. I'm not talking about all of that. I'm asking you to just listen. Let the shit ferment, right? So what is the fatness of the earth if not the children that comes from Noah, that
Man, Canaan.
comes from Shem, that comes from Abram, that comes from Abraham, that comes from Isaac, that comes from Jacob?
Solomon, all of them. Yes, sir.
That is the fatness. So we read, right? So it says, therefore God gave thee the dew of heaven. Well, you gotta ask that question. Why did God give him that? Right? And the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn and wine. So this is what it wasn't a blessing to this motherfucker Esau, was it? It wasn't a blessing,
No,
Right.
sir. No, sir.
right?
No,
But it's
sir.
what he gave him, right?
Yeah,
But it's what he
yeah.
gave him. He didn't say that's your blessing. It's not a
No,
blessing,
he said
but
this
it's
what
what
it
you're
is.
giving. It's what I'm gonna
Yes.
give you. So now, if we look at everything that thus saith the Lord is, then shit. Well, where the fuck you gonna get the fatness from if it ain't from us?
That's where it's coming
Gotta
from.
think about
Us.
that.
It's coming from us.
Okay,
We know,
trying
but
to
we already know
understand that. Okay, go ahead.
the reason why we know because there was no man to till the land. We can deal with that. We can go there, but
What
at
do you
the
mean?
same
There was
time,
no man to till what land? What is the land there was no man to till?
yeah, it was a different land. He brought them into the garden to till that land.
Right,
Man of Canaan.
Is
right.
what I'm saying. The land of Canaan. It was his land.
Land, right? Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
we're
Okay.
talking, but what is so the fatness of the land? So your brother is who I gave the blessing to. Who the fuck you gonna feed off of them?
Jacob.
Jacob. That's it. That's it. Because that was the only person in that land. Just like we was talking about, we can go to Genesis because let us make man and women in the likeness of ourselves. So they should be filtering their land. They name animals. And then when he
Mm.
went into he said the angel came down, Michael came and said, let me make man in the image and likeness of myself. So therefore I had animals for these people too. So therefore,
Mm.
there's cattle on something to be fed off of. So
I
I'm
think you.
eating off of this. Let us
Go ahead,
and
Leonard.
feeding.
Please come,
Yeah.
Leonard.
I
Please.
think you. I think well, based on what you were saying, go back and read the blessing that he gave, that Isaac gave to Jacob, and then it explained what he gave to Isaac, what he gave to Esau. So if
Yes.
you go to 27, he says Isaac told Jacob, therefore God, Lord of hosts, give thee of the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn and wine. So they go to fatness of the earth right here. So now we hear wholesale right now in 2024. We see what Esau got.
We
He over there,
fat as fuck.
right? He over here the fatness of the
Corn
earth.
and wine. Yes, sir.
He got what Isaac gave Jacob. He used a sword to get it because it says in verse 40, and by the sword shall I live. That's the fourth beast. So he got the fatness that Isaac gave Jacob. He got it from Jacob. He took it from Jacob with the sword, which is the fourth beast, because he is the fourth beast. So it go back to what I
And
was saying. Right, go ahead.
No, that's what I'm saying is this is the problem with us as a fucking people is we're reading this shit with emotion.
Right, exactly.
They reading this shit with how to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
So we are people that's coming out of what they done gave us for us
Right,
to be religious minded people.
right,
But they using this shit the way they're supposed to be using it,
right,
which is economics.
right. Rule.
But we over here, we pray, right? We get on our fucking knees and all this foolishness and things of that nature. But they're reading this shit saying, oh, okay.
Right,
Okay, so now we know how to manipulate these goddamn people.
right.
And that's
All
the
nations
problem.
should take crafty counsel against thy people. And he put
There you
that
go.
on us. There
There
we
you
go.
go. So this is what I'm stressing. So they reading the fucking same thing. We wouldn't be reading it if they ain't give it to us, correct?
Right.
Facts. And now that we waking up, we see it for what it is.
Do we?
We see it
That's
and
my
understand it.
question.
Well,
That's
I mean,
my
at
question.
least
Do
if
we?
we don't get it all, we got some of it because knowledge,
Mm-mm.
well, knowledge is increasing in each individual. Like you said, Mike, it ain't for everybody.
It ain't for everybody, man.
Facts.
It ain't for everybody, man. It really ain't. It ain't for everybody. So now we could look at what's going on in Africa, and we could look at what's going on over here in Europe and Asia.
But they
And this
want
is
us
what I'm saying.
everywhere, though. They
Let me
want
speak,
us,
bro.
though.
Let me chill. Yo,
Eat,
shalom, bro. Shalom. Let
eat,
me
brother.
so let's now encompass this understanding. It ain't what the fuck we think it is. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Exactly.
It's never been because we're so fucking emotional
Right.
with a lot of things that we think we know, but
Right.
we're looking at what's really manifesting on the stage. And
Right.
it's for you to come to the understanding and saying, let me pump my goddamn brakes and really look, man. You know, you know what's crazy? It- with all the reading that I read the Bible, I read it, 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 I read it. The only thing that
With
scared me the
all
most,
your getting understanding, get you
get
something. You
understand,
getting it.
right?
Come
The
on.
only thing that scared me the most is when God told Moses to crack that goddamn rock and give the children of Israel water.
Right.
And what happened to Moses?
He wasn't able to go into the promised
He
land.
didn't make it. He didn't make it. But you know what? What hit me the most too is how y'all came out of something and begging for food, and then you're gonna make a statue. Stiff neck.
Mm-mm. That shit don't matter when you think about it, because didn't God tell Moses, fuck them people? I'll make a covenant with who now?
You.
I'll get rid
Right.
of all these people. I deal with
Right.
you, Moses. I kill everybody. I'm just gonna deal with you. Facts.
Exactly. But now look at what ended up happening. Did Moses make it into the fucking land?
No.
No.
Nope. No,
Right?
sir.
Think about that. Moses didn't make it. Why? Because Moses was puffed the fuck up. You see? So
Moses
God
was
took
like you and me and Mr. Leonard. We're trying to wake our people up when
no,
we
no, no, no,
supposed to be
no, my
just doing
nigga.
our due diligence. Think about it.
No, no, no,
Just
no,
do
no,
your
no,
thing.
no, 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 not even close. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly,
Listen,
just do your thing. I
no,
hear what you're
no, no,
saying.
just chill for a second. Like there was no prophet like Moses, bro. Ain't never been.
Facts.
Will
No, because
never
he
be.
said it. It never will
Will
be.
never be, bro. Listen, will never fucking be anything like Moses, bro. You understand? And he said something, and he ain't make it into the land. You see what I'm saying? Understand that. Let that shit ferment.
No, I hear
And
you.
that
Facts.
that right there will let you know the God that you're dealing with. That's all I'm
Fire in the
saying.
hole. And
So
that's
I'm
why they
looking.
said, don't deal with the Old Testament God. They tell everybody in the New Testament, don't deal with him. He's a God of vengeance. He's a God of war. It's a fact.
Yeah, who's saying that?
The Gentiles.
Esau.
Yes, sir.
So you
Right.
listen to Esau like that?
Right.
Hey,
Esau.
he the one told you. I mean, come on. Hey, we shouldn't celebrate Christmas, but hey, we got your boy out here. What's his name? Hold on, let me get it. Charlie Murphy. It's Christmas. Come on. We got them all out here.
Bro.
This
Yeah,
the
we
world
do.
we live
That's
in.
the fat, nigga.
Right.
Nigga. Okay. That's what I'm
The
talking
fat,
about. The fat.
right? That's
And guess what
the
the fat
fat.
has to go to? Because I'm going to sit on this dome. I'm right there with you. I'm sitting on this rock and I'm smelling it. It ain't going to heaven. This fat ain't going all the way up there. I'm smelling it. I'm watching you do this thing on the altar. All praise.
Yeah, let me check this video in here. I want to make sure I get a chance to play it. Check it out. I mean, it's got to do with a lot
Go
of
ahead,
stuff
son.
that's getting ready to happen.
2 weeks ago, maybe, MAGA supporters in Lincoln County, Oregon, circulated a letter that was called the Brown Roundup Part 1. And in this letter, they explained to other Republicans, other MAGA freaks out there, how it is now their job to identify people who they believe are in this country illegally. Not, confirmed, just if you think somebody's in this country illegally, write down their name, write down the license plate of their vehicle. So that way, when Donald Trump comes into office and the Department of Homeland Security sets up a hotline to report undocumented immigrants, you can go ahead and call the phone number and turn in these people. It's not so much a brown roundup, as they call it, more of a brown shirt movement here in the United States in the year 2025. Much like we saw, of course, in the lead up to World War II in Nazi Germany, when you had citizens reporting their Jewish neighbors. Let me read you a little bit from this letter. Starting the last of January of 2025, this nation will commence the largest roundup of brown illegals in our history. How can you help? Start identifying those folks who you suspect are here in our country on an illegal basis. Church, sit in your church's parking lot and write down the license plates numbers of all of the brown folks. This is extremely important if you attend a Catholic church. Many brown folks are Catholic. Shopping, again, if you see a bunch of brown folks getting in a car, write down the plate number. Schools, as you wait in line to pick up the kiddos or the grandkiddos, if you see brown folks, record the plate number. Your neighborhood, you know where the brown folks live in your neighborhood, again, record the plate numbers. If you see a construction crew and or landscaping crew who have brown folks, right?
Okay, hold up 1 minute. Let me handle this right quick. I want y'all to see it. So, brother says that he got some gems to drop. Drop the link to the panel. Well, you got to send your email address for us to send you the link. It's not that nobody avoiding anything. We need your email address so we can send you the link. Then we can go in. Okay.
Hey, Mr. Leonard, he can drop that in right now, that information that he just dropped that information in. We don't
But he
even
can get an email
he
address.
can do it. He don't need an email address. He can just drop all the information now because we all trying to be righteous. We doing what we got to do, and then if, the brown folks, it's us too. They want to call it that. But if you got information to give, you can give it now. What we need a link for.
Yeah, well, I want him to come on here. You know what I'm
Give
saying?
them the link, Mr. Leonard. Give them the
Yeah, I said,
link. Prophets of
you
Awakening.
got to give your email address, and then we'll go from there. 337-802-0889. Then give me the link. Give me the email address. Then you have that address. We have your email address. You can come on out 24/7. Drop. Do whatever you gotta do. Okay. Okay.
Now, when I saw this, and I've actually been holding on to this story for like 4 or 5 days now, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about it. I wasn't sure if this letter was legit, because it seems so extreme. It seems so over the top.
337-802-0889.
That it can't be real, right? Like, this seems like something somebody would write trying to make MAGA supporters look bad. But considering the outlets that have reported on this, Mother Jones, Salon.com, the reporters that have covered this, that have posted it online, these are reputable publications and reputable people. People who I trust, publications whom I trust.
Yeah, what's the address?
So I decided that, yes, I do think this is valid. Yes, I do think this is real. And this might be one of the most terrifying things that I have seen since Donald Trump won re-election. Here's what this is. This is putting a target on the backs of every single non-white person in this area.
I don't see it, bro.
If you see a brown person, follow them. If you see them, confront them. Write down their license plate number. You know, basically go out and stalk these people to find out who they are, where they're from, where they're going, why they're here.
B-O-U-T.
These people can no longer live a life of peace. They can't just wake up, go to work, drop the kids off at school. They can't even go to church without these freaks wanting to kick them out of the country and basically coming up with a plan to do that. What's even more disgusting is later on in the letter, it talks about the, I guess, rewards that you could see if you participate in this so-called brown roundup. Let me read you this. As you know, at no point during the home purchase process is a potential home buyer required to show citizenship status. So when the brown folks are rounded up, their properties will be confiscated, just like the properties belonging to the Japanese in California were during World War II. So within a short term, there will be a whole lot of homes on the market for us white folks to purchase. And with the inventory so high, the prices will be very low and affordable.
Right. Okay.
And again, this is written like it's somebody on the left trying to make the MAGA freaks look bad. But again, I've seen nothing to suggest that that is what happened. And here's the thing. Let's assume that maybe this letter is a hoax. Maybe this is just trying to make the MAGA people look bad. This isn't the only instance. We also have the incident that took place in Colorado earlier in December, where you had a cab driver who saw a news van, and one of the local reporters, who happens to be a person of color, Jaron Alex, cab driver pulls up next to him, starts screaming at him, "This is Trump's America. Are you even a citizen? Are you from here?" To the point where the cab driver followed the news van for 40 miles. Reporter gets out of the van, guy gets out of the cab, grabs him, starts strangling him, to the point where bystanders said that the reporter...
Any comments so far? So it sounds like the King Arthur playing to me.
Sound like they're trying to get rid of your ass.
Right. Said brown roundup. Sound like King Arthur.
That's what I'm saying. The brown, that's me. Burnt brass, brown, we got to go. And Donald Trump told you, even if you're a citizen here, didn't Donald Trump say?
Right.
You can be a citizen here, but if your bloodline, I'm kicking you out. And you know what? That's the best thing ever happened. Let the Gentiles deal with this themselves.
Right. Well, look what we just when we started out this class. When they talking about Trump going to South Africa.
Yeah, he ain't got no choice. He ain't got no choice.
Right. Exactly. If the walls
He ain't got no
closing,
choice.
yeah, the walls closing in on him. So
Nah, he ain't even in the office yet. He ain't got no choice. So this is what I say. Excuse me. Yo, all this shit is a stage, bro.
oh
All
yeah,
this shit is a goddamn stage. So for us to sit here and be like, yo, we watching all that shit going on in South Africa and West Africa, as if Trump don't know what the hell going on. Yo, of course he has to be observed. Everybody is observing the light that right now is on Africa. That's number
right,
one. So what's Esau's job, right? Ain't that what the fuck we was just reading, the fatness of the earth, right?
right, exactly.
So what do you think their main objective is? Now, this is what I'm saying. If people are paying attention to whether or not it's biblical, right?
Right,
This is the interesting part. When America went in, like Leonard, yo, you an ill nigga. When Leonard, that video you had up the other day that was speaking on, it was a young brother. You was playing this video talking about when Bush was talking that shit, and then when Obama was talking that shit about, yeah, you got Saddam, and then you had um Obama talking about Gaddafi, right?
right.
This is the same shit
The
that
same playbook.
that's what I said. They've been running this same playbook, but the only difference is, right, is that the defense got Ray Lewis. A nigga
Right,
who studies the playbook. So what the
right,
defense now got? The defense now got Russia. They
right,
ain't ever had that before.
right.
Korea. They ain't
Mm,
ever had that before. And China. They ain't ever had that before.
right. And that ain't nothing new cause go back to when they was in Babylon. Who did he send? He sent Cyrus, uh, Darius, and Artaxerxes.
And at the same time, they
And
didn't have
they wasn't
7
nobody.
women to 1 man too. So that's bringing him out of
No,
his characteristics. No, think about that.
Kev.
It's just breaking them down.
No, hold on. No, I'm trying to do math, man. I'm trying. Go ahead, Leonard. So say it again.
Yeah. So when they was in captivity in Babylon, he didn't send, he didn't send no righteous men to deliver us. He sent Cyrus, Darius, and Artaxerxes.
Facts.
So we doing the same thing now. But Putin ain't
Yes,
nothing to
sir.
play with. Putin ain't nothing to play with. China, Iran ain't nothing to play with. But that's who he
Mm-hmm.
using for us.
Right. And that's what people ain't paying attention to is that America, even though we see, and that's why I didn't want to talk about, but I'm gonna talk about it because you gave me a more calm way to approach it. So fuck them folk. Don't be messed up about what y'all see manifesting right now in this country.
Facts. And that's what I was saying,
Don't.
Mike. That's what I'm saying. They want to bring you that 7 and 1 and all of that. And you watching all of this. Come on,
Huh?
man. Don't be
No,
stupid.
I'm no, I don't know the 7-1 shit, but I'm just saying, like,
I hear what you're saying, Mike, but what I'm saying is these are prophecies, just like Revelations. You're gonna get raptured up in the sky. Come on, it's a antichrist coming on all of this. We already know that.
oh no, what I'm just saying is, um, the energy that we had in 2001 when what took place. I'm not saying we, meaning niggas. Okay, I'm just saying I'm a fucked up creature. Leonard just played a video that I hope Leonard.
Okay. Yeah. What you got?
All right, let everybody put that like you would normally do. Like, just tell folk what that video is you just played
Oh
that you
yeah.
had us listening to.
Trump
Before you get
support.
into that video, guys, I just want to say shalom to all. I have to split. So I just want to say I've been listening all this time. I enjoyed it. And we'll see you guys
Shalom,
next time.
brother.
All right. You
Shalom,
guys take
brother.
care. All right.
You
Shalom.
too, brother. Shalom.
Thank you.
And what Mr. Leonard just was talking about is the same thing that's been happening to Memorial to now. We watching the same things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I hope you guys get
All
to
right, Leonard,
see.
what?
Okay.
All right. I'm sorry.
All right, Joseph.
No,
Have a good
no, go
one.
ahead, bro. Go ahead, sir.
No, I said I hope you guys get to listen to that gentleman that he's talking about. They're very interesting, and I think it's worth listening to firsthand, especially because I mean, obviously nobody's going to be able to tell it better than he himself. But yeah, you
Right.
guys got to listen to that
Right.
guy.
Yeah, the name of the video is Trump supporters circulate a letter outlining Brown roundup to local illegal immigrants. That's the name of the video.
That's the King Alfred plan.
Right.
And you think them drones
No, it
wasn't
ain't.
running around? Well, think about it. You think these
No,
drones?
it
Hold on,
ain't.
Mike. Hold on, Mike. I don't. I may be wrong on this, but they had these drones running around because in King Alfred plan they said they're gonna be able to gather these people. So therefore, these drones are running around figuring out these people, knowing where they at. AI.
All right,
AI.
cool.
I'm
All right.
just saying.
If that, so I got. Let's do the math. I got young folk up here. We got young folk. All right. AJ, you think that's what it is?
I mean, when I'm looking at, like I had mentioned this the other day, Traore got him over there in Burkina Faso, and
Mm-hmm.
what he's doing with them is they're for recon. That's how they're getting rid of the terrorist groups over there.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm thinking about what OG Kel's saying, I think he could be right. Like they're doing reconnaissance because that plan does say the key word in there is that they'll be able to round up the people fast. I think it said within 30 minutes. I can't remember exactly what it
8
said,
hours.
but
8 hours. 8 hours.
8 hours. And see, that's crazy. So, I think that's what they're using them for. Not that they don't have other capabilities and not that every single one may be used for that purpose, but that's definitely what they have to be doing.
Right.
So,
8 hours.
I
Yeah.
agree because I gotta know where y'all at. The Most High don't make mistakes, like Mike said. Most High don't make mistakes. We do. I'm getting my people up out of there. I got to know where y'all at. We got to be able to round y'all up to get y'all going up out of here. And they roaming around here, New York. They all over the place. It ain't just New Jersey. They got them in all over these places. So think about it. You know, if I gotta get them. I gotta surveillance them. And guess who gonna do it? China and Russia. It ain't America, because America can know where we at. They got our cell phones and everything. These people coming over here to gather these people because why? All crafty nations that took crafty counsel against our people.
Yeah.
We got to get them.
Let's see what this brother talking about.
All
Let's see
crafty nations that took crafty counsel against our people.
what this
We
brother
got
talking. What you got, bro?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Okay.
Um, give me a second, man. Y'all continue talking, man. I'm just trying to build up my nerves to say what I want to say. I don't want to just come in and change the subject of what y'all talking about.
Nah, brother, you good. Get it in, brother.
I kind of just want to come in, get in where I fit in. I'm trying to figure out. I don't know if I really want to just let y'all see me while I'm talking. Y'all can see me right now, so y'all see what I look like. But
you can mute it.
No, I don't want to mute it. I just want to put it on to where when people come in here, I don't really want everybody just seeing me.
You should have put a shirt on, brother. Hold on. You should have put a shirt on.
That's why I said,
you should have, you know what I mean? Keep it a buck, brother. We don't want ground beef. This is men. You know what I mean?
I know that's why I'm saying. Give me,
yes, sir.
Give me a second, brother. Give me a second.
Yeah, you gotta mute your camera. Mute your camera.
This man act like we at the strip club with rainbow flag around here. Come on, man.
Let's see what he got, bro.
I know. The good, the bad, and the ugly, Mr. Leonard.
That's
My bad.
not what he's doing.
But I don't cut him no slack.
That's not what he's doing. Glad.
Okay.
Cut it out, nigga.
Let me see. Okay. How do I put this thing on to where it don't really show?
Yeah, mute your camera.
Whoa.
Oh, okay. Hold up. Okay, I got you. I got you. I ain't been on Zoom in a while. I ain't been on Zoom. My fault. I ain't been on Zoom.
Give his time. All right, so you also got that thing there that you could press that says mute, because now I'm echoing, so it's you. All right.
Okay.
You see the microphone?
Okay.
Nice. Am I echoing? Nope, no more. So shalom, my nigga. Shalom to you. You ain't gotta say shalom back. None of that shit.
Shalom, brother.
Okay, now exactly what does shalom mean?
Peace.
Okay, shalom then. Shalom.
All
right. I mean, do y'all want to hear what I have to say, or y'all gonna just continue to talk? Because
we want to hear what you got to say, brother.
Well, now, I mean, feel free to kick me off if I'm kind of in alignment of what y'all believe and or whatnot. I don't want to invade on y'all guys' beliefs.
Hold up. We're not gonna feel free to kick you off if you are in alignment what we are talking about. So take a deep breath. Right?
Yeah, I kind of.
And then now.
Yeah, I kind of lately I've been kind of dealing with a little bit of anxiety and like high blood pressure a little bit, and actually some of the things that I'm saying, I'm actually afraid to say. I have a fear. I feel like I've been blessed with being able to see some things that I haven't heard anyone else talk about, and I believe it's a gift from the Most High, and so my heart is just pounding right now because I always feel like, okay, look, I'm online and people listen to me, and it's something different than I've ever heard anybody else say.
Yeah, it's all good.
Say it, brother. We ain't got time for that. Come on, as a man, say it.
Well, the thing is, I have kids and I have you know.
Say it, brother. We don't worry about your kids. Say it. What's on your mind? What's on your heart?
Well, I mean, it's a long story. That's why I said I don't know how much time y'all got, and if y'all want to hear it without, I don't know if y'all really want to hear what I'm saying.
Man,
But
can't come on, brother.
Whoa,
Come on, brother.
hold up, Kels. Mute your mic, brother. Mute your mic.
Okay, I'm muting.
Shalom. Okay. If you have these types of things at this present time that you want to talk to, well, the head of our camp, if we would call it that. I don't know if my elder calls it that, but our elder is Brother Leonard. That's number one. So don't come here right now wanting to divulge, that understanding. He gave you the number, call it and talk to him because he is the brother that runs this shit. So that's our elder.
Hold on, Mike.
And
I don't want to cut you off, but
what we're doing right now is no, nigga. What we're doing right now is what we normally do. You understand? So if you don't want a lot of your shit out here and things of that nature, then that's not what we're doing here right now. So holla at, Brother Leonard and make a connection and do a conversation with him.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? But this right here, what we're doing right now, that's not it. So if you just want to sit here and listen and observe and hear what we talk and how we talk, then that's all good. Shalom. You
and
understand?
like I would like to
But
say too,
go
Mike,
have Markel.
Yeah, he gone, man.
he gone, but the ground beef ain't cutting it. Don't come up in here with no
Look,
shirt off
man.
and all that other stuff.
Look. So now
No,
pay
go ahead.
attention.
Go
Look
ahead.
at how this shit is now echoing.
Yeah,
You
what's up
see?
with that?
Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. So,
That's why I had to eliminate that shit off rip. Don't
nigga,
come up in
please.
here with no ground beef, man. Don't come up
Relax.
here with no shirt off and all that faggot shit.
Relax.
Hey, good, the
Relax,
bad, and ugly,
nigga.
nigga. You
Yo.
stay ugly.
What else we got, man? If he call me back, I'll chop it up with him.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't come with that. That's all I'm saying. I'm not, what the fuck? Like, that's not what it is. Like, ain't nobody here know what the fuck anything is.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Do we really want to have these conversations, girls?
Right.
Really? You ready?
No, we don't.
Then shut the
When it
fuck up,
comes to
bro. Relax, man.
Wagwan,
You understand it. Relax. Calm yourself down.
what do you mean?
Exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't deal with
Calm
disrespect like you
down.
don't.
I don't, it's not our job to fucking immediately say we're reversing any nigga that say they are now. Look, the first thing we need to understand is being
non-Messianic, yo, that's some really crazy shit.
Right. Yeah. Right.
How many
Yeah.
fucking people who say they Israel are Christians, bro?
Right. Right.
Huh?
Is this so?
How many? Markel, how many? How many people that say they are thus saith the Lord end up being Christians?
Right.
They ain't got no understanding,
Start out good.
right? This shit ain't this shit ain't something that's okay. Nah, man. So it's very simple to say that, oh, now I'm this. Nah, nigga, we got scripture. We got a whole lot of scripture, you know. So matter of fact, I'm gonna read something. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 30. Let's go to Deuteronomy 30 30 32.
Okay.
Go to Deuteronomy 32 right quick. I don't play with this shit. I ain't trying to make friends, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Go fuck yourself. Deuteronomy chapter 32. I'm gonna start at verse 20. 20 it says, and he said, I will hide my face from thee. I will see what their end shall be. Well, anybody with some intelligence would be like, well, who hiding their face from us? Right? Anyway. For they are a very forward generation, children in whom is no faith. This is Deuteronomy 23, right?
Right.
So people don't get what the fucking problem a lot of us non-Messianics deal with. Because what do Christians base their whole understanding off of, Leonard?
JC. JC.
No, no. What do Christians base their whole understanding of JC off of?
Tanakh.
This word
Right.
called faith, right?
Okay. Right.
You gotta be faithful to believe what JC is, right? It's all
Exactly.
about your faith, right? It's all about.
Exactly.
So I'm reading faith to these motherfuckers out of the book of Deuteronomy, right? So I'm gonna read it again. Deuteronomy chapter, for the naysayers or the listeners, Deuteronomy 32, and I'm at verse 20. And it says, and he said, I will hide my face, right? I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be, for they are a very froward generation, a children in whom is no faith. This is according to Tanakh 21.
Right.
They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. Interesting. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. So It be them scriptures that causes people like me to observe what the fuck is going on out here in these streets. Period. So I don't give a fuck about niggas who think they know what the word is in the Bible and they got emotions and they feeling themselves. I don't care about none of that foolishness. I'm reading these scriptures and I'm looking and observing. Period. So if there's a brother who is saying this, that, and the third, then I'm using this shit, nigga. You prescribed by these folk who feed off the fat of the earth, or you somebody who is realizing that God done gave us to some motherfuckers who are fools. That's all I'm doing. I don't care how great you speak or how well you talk and all of that shit. I'm a street nigga for real. So I'm a observe according to the fucking thing that I read every day. You see? So this is what I'm saying. Like, I ain't got no dog in this fight. I don't got no dog in this fight. So none of us should. None of us should. I no dog. There ain't no emotional attachments on what God's uh law is. I ain't give a fuck about how you feel about something. No. That's not what this is about. So when we're looking at what's going on in the earth, well, that's our job is to pay attention to it and pass judgment on it, regardless of where we're going or whether or not we're not going anywhere, i.e., Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the fuck God doing. I don't know what he got planned for me. But according to the law that he has, right? I
Mm-hmm.
ain't fucking with nothing that's questioning the covenant that God made with the children of Israel, you goofy ass niggas. So I don't care about nothing. I don't give a fuck if David wasn't this or if David is that or if I don't give a fuck about David. I give a fuck about the law. That's all I care about. And if you a brother that's all you give a fuck about, then I'm your brother. Simple and plain. You dig?
Okay. Okay.
So everybody can have an opinion. Listen, everybody can have their opinion, but your opinion don't mean shit. It don't mean anything, does it? Do the math. What's your opinion mean? All we got is the law.
Right. Exactly. Okay. So how we gonna close this out? You gotta
Facts.
how we gonna close it out? You gonna who was that?
I mean, say again, look.
No, I said how we gonna close it out? Where we was at before we was talking about oh yeah, we was talking about this last video about the roundup.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. The video that you just had about you know, the black, the brown, and you know, and all of this types of shit. Like, yo, that's how do we close that out with our folk? That's an interesting, you know, subject. What you had going on,
Right.
and this is what I've been stressing from day one. Like, if we are what we say we are, why would we expect anything different from the people who we know are the ones that we are in subjugation to, and we know they are enemy?
Right. Exactly. We're supposed to be surprised.
We're not supposed to be surprised. That's what I've been saying for the longest. Like, why would I be? Like, you think Daniel didn't know? Ezekiel didn't know? You know, like, they know they weren't our folk.
Right.
So why am I worrying about what the fuck going on with what's going on in our folk land? Like, I'm looking at it like, yep. Exactly. That's what I'm expecting to happen.
Exactly.
I'm expecting this foolishness to happen in your land, nigga. The fuck, like, oh, am I supposed to be heartfelt about what I'm seeing going on, Leonard?
Right.
Nah, man.
Right.
Shalom to Akai, man. Nigga, what's up, bro? I love you.
Shalom, man. Much love, fam. Much love.
So you hanging in there, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to hang in there, man. How you been doing? You doing all right?
Yeah, chilling, bro.
That's what's up, man. I'm finna get back on. I'm finna get back in motion again, man. It's been a whole bunch of work. I ended up getting some work from a guy, man, and just put it into the business, man. And you know, shit, I just been trying to work it and get it going, man.
Right. It's all good.
That's what's up, man. Shit,
No.
much love, Mike, man, and Leonard, man. Shit, it was a good class tonight.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. What he just said is exactly what the fuck everybody out here is supposed to be doing.
Right.
Period. What the guy just said, I'm gonna get this bread from these motherfuckers. What else? Are we supposed to be politically correct with these folk? Hell no.
Right.
I'm gonna get this money. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get this bread, nigga. I don't give a fuck about y'all. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm saying. Like, we get so attached to these folk in a way that we not supposed to be. That's what causes the problem. You see what
Yeah,
I'm
that's right.
saying?
That's
But if
right.
we understand, right? So now think about it. Now this is the most interesting shit. If we are Israelites, right, that's over here knowing we are strangers in the land of our captivity, correct?
Right.
Is that what we are, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
But we watching all these other fucking strangers come over here and do what?
Come up.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna look at Kai and be like, nigga, I wish I could give you a fucking pound. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could give you, you know what I mean? Like, why the fuck our folk ain't looking at it that way?
Exactly.
Like, ain't that what everybody else coming over here doing? So what's
Right.
your attachment to this place that got you feeling you need to fight for this motherfucker? But everybody else coming over here, getting that bread and saying, I don't give a fuck, I'm trying to get this shit to feed my folk. Like, come on, man. Like, you can't be serious for them people that staying there saying, oh, this is our land, Leonard. Like, how many of them saying that bullshit? This is our land. Really? Is it now? Is it really your land?
Right. They ready to die behind it.
They ready to die.
Ain't that so? Ain't that so?
Facts.
Okay. Yeah. So it's we're gonna close out on that one. You ain't got nothing else, Mike?
No, sir. I'm good.
Okay. Yeah.
Shalom to y'all, man. I love y'all,
Yeah.
man. That's all. That's all I can say.
Right. It's all good. We'll be every Friday, 7 to 9 for our men's advanced Bible study in case somebody come across this video. And we got our Shabbat classes on Saturday, 1 in the morning from 10 to 12. Then we close out the Shabbat from 6 to 7. So you want to check that out. It's all good. So with that being said, I want to say shalom, shalom, and another shalom. I'll see everybody tomorrow at 10 a.m. I highly recommend that you get this book and you read it because it's a must that you understand who God head is in the order that's in the Old Testament and Tanakh, because it's not the same as in the New Testament. And when you read this and you get an understanding, then the scriptures open up and then you begin to understand. So I highly recommend that you get this book. It's the Elohim of Israel. And it's a breakdown on the word Elohim and who the God of Israel is and the Godhead.